Hey everybody, happy Wisdom Wednesday. It's your girl Milagros here, and I am so thankful that you showed up and decided to tune in. I decided to ask some of the women, well, all of the women who follow my newsletter to send me information or topics that they want to know more about or questions that they have. And I got this really great question from this one woman. So here's her question. She said, "My husband and I are trying to get better at work-life balance. We both work full-time jobs, and although we limited each child to only playing one sport each, we still find that with chores and homework, we don't have the time to connect as a family. Do you have any tips that can help us?" So, before I tell you my tips, I have to let you in on a little secret about work-life balance. Come here. Come closer. Come here. It's not real. Okay, it's not real. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been scammed. Okay, I used to be too. Don't feel bad. I used to be too. I was always on the search for this balance. That's not a real thing. Because if you think about it, if you have a full-time job, you spend more waking hours getting ready at and coming home from your job than doing anything else in your life. So if you think about a scale and you think about this idea of balance, your job is already tipping the scale. So the question isn't necessarily about how to create a work-life balance. It's more about how to maximize quality time here, right? So that's what I have for you. I have 3 quick tips on how to maximize quality time with your family. The first one is to be present. Whether your children are doing homework and you can sit in the same room with them and just ask them what they're working on or what they're learning and just kind of be in the same space, let them know that you're there if they have any questions. Or if you're at sports together and you're actually present and not with your face in your phone and you're actually paying attention to your kids, quality time. When you're driving to and from your sports, shut off the radio, make it a no electronic time. You're the parent. Make that decision. That is quality time. Because those are the things that the kids at first might be a little about, but eventually they're going to appreciate both you and the time that you invested in them, because children, that's really how they perceive love, right? They spell love Time. I don't remember who wrote that, but I know it's brilliant. So I'm going to give credit wherever that belongs to, because it's not mine, but that's how children spell love, is with quality time. The second thing that I would recommend is figuring out creative ways to leverage your time. I have this set of friends, and they decided that they didn't need cable. So instead, they took that cable money and they hired a housekeeper who comes into their house every other week and does a full top to bottom laundry and everything cleaning. This frees up for them 4 to 5 hours on their weekend that they can spend that time, quality time, making memories with their son. So they were able to leverage that. No cable, instead you have a housekeeper. I also know this guy who is a single dad of 2 daughters, and he has his kids most of the time, and then every other weekend he has his daughters. So he decided that instead of spending 2 hours every other weekend doing groceries, he's going to pay a college student to do his groceries for him, right? The college kid gets to make some money, and he doesn't have to think about groceries, and he can spend that quality time with his daughters. Now, if you're someone like me, and I don't have the extra funds at this moment to circulate and to leverage, what I do instead is I leverage quality time and chores with game time. So you merge all those things together. And I will say to my daughter, you go into that room, I'm going to go into this room. We each have 15 minutes. We're going to set a timer. Let's see who can get the most amount done. And then you just get at it. And it's a fun race. And they become super efficient, as do you. Well, I'm super efficient now because of these games. And then the winner wins extra hugs and kisses, right? So you get some quality time, you're playing a game, you're getting chores done, and you're getting some love. And that's like, that's super sparkly everything. Okay, so the third tip that I'm going to offer you is to accept and ask for help. This is really hard for me. I'm going to be the first to admit. This is really, really hard for me. When my mother used to come over here, if there were dishes in the sink, she would go right to the sink and start washing dishes. And I would get offended because in my mind, I'm thinking, I can wash my own dishes, thank you. I'm going to get on top of it eventually. And then after some time, I realized that she's just really trying to help me out. And the truth is, I could use the extra help. So now, look, Ma, if you're watching, I got dishes in the sink. I'm not going to leave them there. But if you happen to be in the area and you want to come through, I'm cool with that. Like, come on through, right? So when people come over and they say, "Oh, how can I help you?" "Oh, no. Yes, please, thank you so much, and just love on them and appreciate them, but they want to help. So we have to be willing to accept the help that other people are offering us. And if someone says, hey, call me if you ever need a babysitter, and you find that you need a babysitter, call them, right? So the Bible talks about the importance of redeeming time, or not wasting time, or spending it wisely, rather. So we want to make sure that we're using our time wisely. And since we can't really do this, we're going to have to just maximize this. And the way that we do that is by being present, by leveraging our time in creative ways, and by asking for and accepting help. So that's what I have for you today, because the truth is that when we're able to be present and we're able to accept and ask for help, and we're able to leverage time so we can have more quality time with the people that we love and care about, that is super sparkly everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to live in a pigsty, because that's just ew. And I'm not saying that every moment of your life needs to be a hangout, because things do need to get done. But there is an opportunity to prioritize and to create intentional opportunities and time for quality time, right? Okay, so if you have some wisdom to share on this topic, you have some tips, hook a sister up. Put it down here below in the comments. I would love to hear any additional tips that could help, because as a single mom, listen, I'm open. I will take whatever suggestions I can get, and I'll try them. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you think someone else can benefit from it, hit the share button. If you want one of these every week in your mailbox, hit the subscribe. And when you get a chance, check out my website. The link will be below. All right, guys, I love you so much. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week and a fantastical, sparkly weekend. Peace.